let's get started with your critique. Looks pretty good. I do believe you're doing these in ballpoint pen. It says, I think this one worked out better than the last one. I uploaded here, but I had problems with the neck, which doesn't look round at all. Otherwise, I'm pretty content with how the drawing turned out. Any advice on what to practice? Okay, so I've taken your drawing and I've taken the liberties and already uploaded into Photoshop just to save a little time here. And there are like 4 to 5 things that I want you to practice and I want you to look out for, okay? Now, I'm going to try to talk about a couple different ones, but they really are the basic ones because you could keep uploading your drawings to the gallery for a month or 2 months or 6 months or a year. And sometimes it does take 6 months to actually get a technique. Like you can hear me out with the technique. I could talk about a certain technique, like I can talk about the angles or I can talk about negative space. But even though I talk about it and you understand it in theory, in practicality, in practice, it may take you like 6 months to really get it. Okay, I'm not saying it will take you 6 months, but it could. So I probably will, and I do talk about the same stuff over and over and over again, and that's just part of my teaching style. And let me just say why. The reason why that's part of my teaching style is because you don't need to know like 300 techniques. Like you really need to know about 10 to 15 really solid techniques and constantly practice them. It's actually less than 10. But yeah, that would be way too boring for everybody. Now, let's talk about the first thing. And the first thing, I'm going to draw on your photo reference. Thank you so much for uploading that. That looks really cool. The first thing is, we could call it gesture, we could call it connection, or we could call it flow. I want you to grab onto something and flow it around what you are drawing. So when I come around here, this is the gesture to this, I'm going to call it headdress. This is a line that flows down, and you have to be able to see that because that shape houses the entire head. Okay. Now, when we do that on your piece of art, it's there, it's just shorter. So you're not getting the length, but it's close. And you did a really good job with it. It's just a little bit shorter, but it's good what you did there. Now, let me get a slightly, well, I'll keep this size brush. Now, it's not just there, but it's in other places as well. I also see that flow here on the pause. So it's just using a gesture line or a flow line to draw things together. Now, if we take this shape to its conclusion, it's a shape like that. Okay, so you really want to look for these types of shapes when you are drawing. Now, here's another one, and I use this one all the time. It's the front plane of the head. It curves around. So the eyebrows to the top of the ear. So that's curving around the cylindrical shape of the head. The bottom of the nose to the bottom of the ear. That is curving around the cylindrical shape of the head. So these things are going to allow you to draw this portrait faster because you're going to start to see bigger things. Now, easier said than done. I mean, you're drawing with, I do believe, a ballpoint pen, so it can be done. It's a little bit more difficult than if you were drawing with a pencil. Here's another one. I just see it like this, but it could be many, many different ways. Like, I would physically draw, if this was in the life drawing class where we had this statue and we were going to draw it, I probably would draw some of these lines on the paper, no doubt about it. These are, you call them what you like. They could be gesture lines, they could be connection lines, they could be flow lines. But either way, you need to draw more of these because they enable you to get the figure down or the portrait down much faster. You're just kind of flowing these shapes. Now, let's get rid of all that, okay? And let's talk about the second thing that you need to practice. The second thing that you need to practice is just looking for tilts. Now, a different way for me to say tilts is angles, but tilt is appropriate in this particular case. So look at how the front plane of the eyebrows are tilted like that. And yours are tilted, but slightly. They almost look a little bit more level. So these tilts here are very important. So I'm looking at the underbelly of the nose when it touches the face. It's tilted. Okay, from the corner of the mouth to the corner of the mouth, that's tilted. Okay, these things are very, very important. From here to here, that is tilted. That is the perspective of the head because we are looking up at this statue's head. Okay, does that make sense? So that's another thing. We could call it angles, but in this particular case, I'm going to call it a tilt. Now, I want you to keep practicing shapes of light versus shapes of shadow. So when this forehead is something that you really got to cling on to. So this here is the shape, as my dog snores, is the shape of the light hitting the forehead. And look at how small that is. Okay? And now when we go and we look at the shape that you have here, it's much taller and it's much bigger and it's a different shape. I could actually come on down here to that shadow. So I'm talking about the distance from the shadow to the shadow. Okay? And in this particular drawing, it's very, very short, that forehead. Now, I'm looking at my notes here. I'm going to repeat what I've said, and you need to continue to draw shadow shapes. So a really significant shadow shape. It's almost as if he's wearing a set of sunglasses. Do you see? That's one big shape of shadow. Now, yeah, totally. There's a little light catching his lower eyelid, but you don't want to kind of blow that out of proportion. It's still in the shadow. And that just needs to be shaded. Here's another shape. And it goes all the way down. I'm going to simplify it a little bit, but I could have kept going to include the lower lip. Underneath the lower lip. So those are shadow shapes. So you're not drawing a mouth, you're not drawing a nose, you're drawing these shadow shapes. Okay? When I look at your drawing, I'm not seeing that shape. You need to have that shape. Now, if we take this to its logical conclusion and we keep going and we try to use a little bit more flow, it's a little complicated over here, so I'm going to squint. I see this as another big shape of shadow. You want to keep looking. Now, the good news is that you have this one. You have that big shape of shadow, and it looks really cool. You just need to do, you need to do more of that. Okay, so now let's talk about, I want to go back to tilt. So look at the tilt of the snout of that headdress. See how that's tilted? And then the perspective of the head tilts the other way. So the front of the head, side of the head. Front of the snout, side of the head. Front of the head's tilted this way, side of the head's tilted that way. Perspective. Okay, so this is where pretty much front meets side, give or take. And so here's our front. It's all going to be, let me get those lines a little bit more neater. Tilt, tilt. Okay. Now, in terms of the neck, having it not look round, well, yeah, the reference kind of stinks. Okay, so what we can do here is get rid of all this. When I say the reference stinks, I'm going to take that back. The reference is good. Where the reference stinks is in the neck area. There's not too much information going on in there. So what you need to do is the more life drawing you take, the more you understand what's going on here. But there's a little round. This should be his Adam's apple. I'm not even talking about the sternomastoid, but yeah, I would just try to draw in that shadow shape and flow a couple of form lines around. I don't want to get into the anatomy. I don't think that's appropriate right now. But what I would do is just throw in, when you're shading in dark, not white, a couple of form lines like that. Now, I'm looking at my notes here. Yeah, the big thing for me is to get those tilts. I don't want to overtalk the critique, but I think you did a really good job. Even this is a gesture, like I call it a shoulder gesture. The shoulders are tilted, and even that, if we take it, it tilts as well. What you want to always do is be extremely cognizant of where the light's coming from, and everything is either a box, a cylinder, or an oval. So this right over here is a cylinder, and that is the light hitting the cylinder. This is an oval, and that's the light hitting that oval. This too is an oval or circular shape. That's the top plane catching light. Here's another oval, and that's the top plane catching light. So everything is, now where is there a box? Well, this is the easy part. The box is his nose. So that's the front of the box, and that's the side of the box, and that is the underplane of the box. So where's the light coming from? It's coming from up above, hitting the tops, hitting the tops, hitting the top, and the underplane is in shadow. This is a cylinder, his lip. So the top part of the cylinder is catching light, and the lower part is in cast shadow and shadow. And I could keep going. Everything is a cylinder, an oval. There's lots of ovals on the figure and in portrait, and a box. And then that's most primitive. How's that for a beautiful box? Oh my God, that is awful. Okay, let's just try that again. Trying to make this a little simpler here for you. And maybe I need to make it simpler for myself. Yeah. Okay. Where's the light hitting these objects? The light is hitting the tops. The light is coming from up above. Now, I would keep practicing angles. This versus this versus this versus this. Now, you can't do angles without incorporating plumb lines. So this, what is right below his brow? Now, that's a crooked line because I'm leaning way over, so I need to center myself. What's right below the brow? Okay. You need to do these plumb lines. You need to practice angles, measure plumb lines, understanding where the light and shade, big shadow shapes, and constantly trying to see these forms and applying where the light and shade is hitting these forms, okay? I don't want to go too long for you. I like your drawing. You want to keep doing and practicing these same techniques over and over and over again. And next time, just look for those tilts, okay? All right, thanks.